We are continuing our journey around the Manitoba Museum, discovering new things. Right now we're in the Discovery Room, and it is all about trade, right, Amelia?
Yep, this is a new exhibit, a temporary exhibit that I produced with Kevin Brownlee, curator of the archaeology, and it's all about the fur trade. And we tried to pick some really cool themes about the fur trade. Since it's a small space, you can't get into everything. And it's all about how both cultures learned a lot from each other during the fur trade, and there was a lot of borrowing on both sides, so it wasn't just a one-way street. Things were coming back and forth between two cultures, which is really cool.
What are some of the highlights for you?
For me, some of the highlights are actually in a case back over here that talk about how a lot of the European artifacts that came over, Indigenous people sort of repurposed and reused in ways that made sense to them. So there's a lot of really cool sort of reuse and recycling and repurposing that we see, and we find that archaeologically, and so we have a lot of the materials here that show how an artifact went from one thing into completely different things all entirely.
Cool, and it has posed now into our daily life today.
Yeah, and so at the end of our exhibit, we kind of tie in, we actually, with courtesy of Mountain Equipment Co-op and the Hudson's Bay Company, they lent us some really cool modern artifacts that connect to the past, so like a canoe and snowshoes and a baby backpack carrier, all of which you can see sort of earlier models in the exhibit, and then you can see the really cool modern piece on the wall too.
Fantastic. So how long does this exhibition run?
It runs till October 12th, so there's plenty of time to come see it on a rainy summer day, and it's a great little show.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Amelia, for making time with us.
Thank you.
Okay, and we will move on now. You are going to meet a visual artist. Her name is Jamie Black, and she is giving voice to those missing and murdered Aboriginal women.